This program has been brought to you by Airtel, proud supporter of Africa's rising football stars.
Airtel Rising Stars, one of the greatest tournaments in Africa. Finding the best teams, the best talent, and which players are good enough to train at the Manchester United Soccer Schools camp. If you're out there, we'll find you.
In this episode of Airtel Football, we travel south to Zambia's capital city, Lusaka, for the Airtel Rising Stars finals. We discover a footballing legend in the making, and we meet a coach who has let nothing get in the way of his success. This is Lusaka. Zambia's capital and largest city is located in the southern part of the Central Plateau, at an elevation of about 1,300 meters. With an urban population of just under 2 million, it is the country's largest city in both the numbers of residents and in the landmass it occupies. Over the years, Lusaka has become a popular urban settlement for Zambians and tourists. Its central nature and fast-growing infrastructure sector have increased donor confidence, and Zambians are seeing signs of development in the form of job creation, housing, and overall economic stability. Consequently, it is thought that with proper and effective economic reforms, and as the country's national capital, Lusaka is the seat of the legislative, executive, and judicial branches of the government. Epitomized by the presence of the National Assembly, the State House, and the High Court. It is also home to the Zambian FA, making it home to Zambian football. And with a renewed vigor and pride within the country following the national side to Polo Polo's 2012 African Cup of Nations surprise, the game itself is receiving more focus and attention here in Lusaka. And it is competitions like Airtel's Rising Stars that are forming a backbone for the game at a grassroots level.
We are doing the 2012 first Airtel Rising Stars, and it has brought together in this final championship about 210 young players from all the 10 provinces of the country. We started out sometime in May, about the 14th, when we unveiled the championship, and we took out the forms to all the 10 provinces, inviting the young players born 1996 onwards to stand a chance of competing and becoming the next rising star, the big thing of Zambian football. And we had nearly 8,000 entries. That's a record for our game. And the travels, the trials across the over 75 districts and 10 provinces brought out some of the finest young talents that you would ever have. And after the selections were done at the district, and then we had the provincial trials, each province came up with a team of 18 players. And these 18 players are now in Lusaka for a week of football, for a week of talent search, for a week of wonderful skills exhibition to see who the rising star will be.
The talent that I've seen through the Airtel Rising Stars, I think it's quite encouraging for my department and also for me as a technical director. It shows me that there's a lot of future for Zambian football because Airtel Rising Stars has gone throughout the provinces. We have gone there in the districts. So I think this gives us a lot of hope for the future.
And for these future rising stars, it is the ideal opportunity to gauge the competition that exists across the Southern African nation.
It's been a very great experience knowing that I never really played with teams. I just usually played with the school team. So it's really exposed me to very different things as a football player.
And for this young man, it was about representing Zambia at the African Championships in Nairobi.
Well, of course, we're Zambians, we're African champions. What more do you want from us? We have the belief, we have the team, so there's no more to say, we can do it. Well, I'm hoping to join the Zambian under-17 national team if I get picked, hopefully. Well, yeah, then maybe I can shift to the big team, senior team, and then from there, maybe World Cup, if I get featured there, if I can get picked in a European team.
And perhaps some personal ambitions as well.
Manchester United is my favorite team, yes. It's always been my dream to join that club. It's brilliant too. It's just, I can't even talk about it, it's so exciting.
Football is also about the relationships a person creates, as well as the people they meet along the way. It is a journey.
The first person whom I wasn't expecting to meet was Coach Heavy Renard. But it's very good that I've met him here for the first time, facially, because I've never seen him before.
Sometimes it is about the stories around the football that make the headlines. Like that of Kennedy Fury. The Copperbelt coach is a former footballer who, despite some rather obvious challenges, has managed to stay close to the game that he loves so much.
Basically, in terms of practical, I might face a few challenges here and there. But in terms of theory, I'm well vested in the knowledge of the game. I've done First D license. I've also done level 1 and 2 in sports leadership training. And I've also done the clinic, the one for Airtel. So in terms of theory, I'm well vested. But in terms of practical, that's why I face a few challenges here and there. But it is always easy working with these guys. They are well understanding, and it's very much easy for them to grasp some of the ideas that I give them. So in terms of demonstration, the captain usually helps me do that.
And he has his own unique way of imparting his vast knowledge of the game and all the trappings that come with being a footballer on the kids that he mentors.
My view concerning youth football in Zambia, we are making headway, so to say. Yeah, and I still believe development is the way to go. But there is need for us to continue keeping these guys busy, and not only keeping them busy, but keeping them busy with the view of developing their footballing career. And also, there's need for us to continue exposing them to positive influence and information at a regular basis. Okay, I wouldn't love any of these guys to go through what I went through. Okay, like the time I played football, even the time that I lost my both limbs, I was drunk. Okay, and those are some of the vices that I keep telling these guys to avoid if they can. Okay, and I know they cannot do it on their own. By the grace of God, they can survive some of these vices.
I mean, for me, is to see a disabled coach come here and live his dream through his players, where a man cannot use his legs, but he can teach, and he can coach, he can motivate, he can develop, and he can bring his team to the national stage, bring it to the under-17 level the best possible. For me, I think that's the most memorable. And to actually, although he didn't win, but to be on the stage, to participate, and to show disability is not inability, and to live your dream through other people, to me, that I think is the most memorable, most exciting.
And it was the Barclays Sports Club in Lusaka that played host to the Airtel Rising Stars Zambia finals, where Coach Fury and his colleagues would face off, with one special guest watching from the crowd. When we return to Airtel Football, we take a look at all the action from the Airtel Rising Stars Zambia finals. And we spend the day with Chipolo Polo's newest edition, Godfrey Ngwenya. Stay where you are.
Hi, it's Patrice Evra of Manchester United. Airtel Rising Star is back. If you're out there, we will find you.
Hi, this is Michael Owen of Manchester United. Airtel Rising Stars is back. If you're out there, we'll find you.
Welcome back to Airtel Football. The Airtel Rising Stars competition is about finding Africa's future footballing legends. And in Zambia, for a team of boys from Central Province and a girls' side from Lusaka, that journey began at the country's finals at the Barclays Sports Complex in Lusaka. For the girls, it was Lusaka who were crowned queens after they managed to snatch a win from Copperbelt in post-match penalties. 7-6 the final penalties, and it's off to Nairobi for the Zambian champions.
No, we trained hard, and when we were having our trials, we did our best to choose the best so that we shouldn't be disappointed today, and that's the victory.
Yes, I think I'll make it because I've played well, and actually they can't leave me out. And I expect to perform better than I have done here, because here, actually, I did score during the game, but until we reached the penalties, I didn't expect the penalties. And I expect to play well in Kenya so that I can be the best striker.
Helena is a good player. She's got the technique, the insight, and she communicates with the fellow players. She holds on the ball very, very well. You know, a number 9 has to hold on the ball and see who to give next. She thinks. You know, in football, you have 3 things: technique, insight, and communication. She does all that.
Sally, football is all about thinking. You can only play football when you think very well. When you hold the ball, you have to know where to take it, and you have to know where to hold it, and when to dribble, you have to know all those things.
The same for the boys from Central Province. It was Joseph Lungu who scored the solitary goal in 40 minutes after he beat 3 defenders and sent goalkeeper Enoch Musonda in the wrong direction. And the introduction of Peter Kadose for Chibwe in the 63rd minute brought life in the Southern Province attack, but they simply couldn't find the back of the net. Throughout the tournament, Zambia's coach Herve Renard kept his eyes peeled for that next rising star.
Herve has been with us since the tournament started, and he is very keen in the development of football. He's looking at the medium, the long term, the short term, the medium term. He's coming here to look at the long term in terms of youth, the young youth that will take over from our current players. As you are aware, our players may not be there in the next 5 years, 10 years to come. We have the Christopher Katongos, we have the Mwenes. We may not maybe have them in the next 10 years, but it's important that as a high-profile coach like Hevrena, he's with us to look at the youth, the future players for tomorrow. As African champions, the challenge now lies that who is going to defend the cup in the next years to come. And if we lose it, who is going to bring it back again? So this program, it is also giving us an insight of trying to prepare for more years to come, the long-term planning. So we have involved our national team coach, who is quite highly knowledgeable with the football, to try and identify this talent.
And one young midfielder from Central Province caught his attention from the start of the tournament. Godfrey Ngwenya was instrumental in Central Province's success throughout the Airtel Rising Stars competition. Composed and fearless, with a natural understanding of the game, his midfield exploits simply left his opponents flat-footed throughout.
Well, Zambian is a nation and a nation of champions. We brought the AFCON. I mean, look at the skill, look at the talent that's there. I mean, having watched the tournament and having watched all these young players play, I got no question in my mind that not only will Zambia do very well, but we're African champions at National Team League, and I think under the Under-17 League as well, definitely we are champions. There's no doubt in my mind that these guys will do us proud. They will do us really, really proud.
At just 16 years old, the grade 11 student at Kabwe's Kalonga High School has been picked to play in an international friendly against Zimbabwe, set for August the 8th at the Levi Mwanawasa Stadium in Ndola. And we had to find out where it all started for the young phenom. And to do so, we traveled back to his hometown. This is Kabwe, the capital of the Zambian Central Province. Formerly named Broken Hill, it was founded when the Broken Hill lead and zinc deposits were discovered in 1902. The first railway in the country, operated by Rhodesian Railways, reached the Broken Hill mine as early as 1906, and the town became the northern base for the railway. Its remnants still remain relatively intact. Kabwe is about to become known for another treasure. Godfrey might have been discovered at the Airtel Rising Stars competition in Lusaka, but his journey began much earlier in this small mining town.
I started playing my football at the age of 6. By that time, we were playing those plastic balls. Yeah. After 4 years, I started playing a little bit of competitive football. We are the team in then. They are the under 12s. That's where I joined. Certain teams were interested in me, and that's how I joined FC Tigers. And that's why I started playing football. Then at FC Tigers, I was spotted when we went to a tournament that's here in Kabwe. Yeah. Then after that, I was at the age of 15 when I started playing at Premium Sport. Then after that, I was transferred to Mazabuka. There I started playing in Division 1, although I didn't play frequently. Then the coach decided to one day to use me as a midfielder. So that's how I played the midfielder, and that's how I've become a midfielder today.
It is easy to see why he grew up eating, sleeping, and breathing football.
Since he was born, I used always to go with him to all the games which maybe we've been playing. Started first with in Ndola when I was with Zesco United as a coach. He used to follow me. When we were playing at home, you find him, maybe you were there at the bench, you would just come in the pitch and sit close to you. So I saw it coming when he just started manning a ball at home. He needed always to have a ball playing around at home with his brother. In a short time, I just said, no, this boy, he was playing where the Madalas were playing a game, Madalas versus Madalas. He was included in that team. So I said, hey, please, gentlemen, you injure my son. But I just said about people talking about my son, whatever. But by that time, it was just maybe 9 to 10 years or something like that. But it was just a surprise, you know. Even me to find him, maybe has been called to the main provincial team for the Zambian national team.
As much as it appears that Godfrey's future has already been written out for him, that he is always going to play football at some level, there was certainly an element of surprise that he would be chosen to play alongside his idols like Chris Katonga and Emmanuel Mayuka, that he would follow in the footsteps of one of Zambia's greats, Kalusha Bwalia, that he would be playing football for the champions of Africa.
The Airtel Rising Stars brought so many experience in me. I was there in the season 1 Airtel Rising Star. By then, I was not performed person. Yeah. But in this season 2, I came with that courage of playing football. And in mind, there was nothing like being selected to the national senior soccer team. My mind was being selected for the under-17. That is for the one going to Kenya. Yeah. But just came. At a sudden, the coach told me you have been selected to the national team. At first I was surprised, but then after the day after, I was used to it. People were like encouraging me. I received a lot of encouragement there in Lusaka, and now I just have to prepare more and play the game accordingly.
What I can say is I'll make sure that I talk to him, I do sometimes. I always talk to him, put him down, we discuss about football, how we should be behaving, whatever. And like he has done, should not be overconfident, whatever, doing things which maybe the where he plays, he would just maybe say, this is not the coach, whatever, something like that. No. He has to make sure to take all responsibilities. As he has done this good thing, he has to continue now from there and improve more than that.
He's somebody who gained the momentum. He can play 90 minutes and plus. He's a good player, and I feel that he will make it out of the best.
A surprise to everyone, except maybe Mum.
When I first said that he was selected to the national team, I was very proud, and I know he's going to do it. He's a very good son, and he's always a very perfect person to everyone. He's going to do it. It's just that we will just encourage him.
Keep your eyes on this rising star of Africa.
Bye, Africa. Come back to Zambia again.
Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Airtel Rising Stars. Let's take a look at some Airtel Rising Stars coming attractions. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.
This program has been brought to you by Airtel, proud supporter of Africa's rising football stars.